What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I got another exciting video for you today because we're going to be taking a look at another action figure vehicle. And the one we're looking at today is the Wind Raider. This is from the Masters of the Universe Origins line. And I got to tell you, I wasn't originally going to pick this up. This is from a couple years ago. You can see it's new for 2021. I believe this was produced in 2020. It was one of the first vehicles, I believe, came out in this particular action figure line. So I had picked up the Land Shark because I really like the design of that and really intriguing. And initially, sort of didn't really pay too much attention to the Wind Raider, but then it recently showed up at my local Big Lot store and it was on sale. I think maybe they did like a buyout with Target. So you can see the sticker on here, $19.98. So that's significantly less than this thing was priced at other places. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And the one interesting aspect of this is the size of the cockpit. Because of the roominess of this, I have a feeling this may actually accommodate other action figure lines beyond just the Origins line. So that's kind of a cool aspect to this. And I want to show you on the back of the package because there's really some really fantastic artwork on here. So you can see they did this sort of panoramic shot that features the Wind Raider and several characters here in the background. So that looks very cool, very retro kind of style for the packaging. And they show you various features on the Wind Raider. They also show you a picture of Castle Grayskull. The Wind Raider is also pictured here, and also the various action figures that exist in the Origins line. So very cool looking toy, and I'm very excited to get this out of the package and take a look at the thing inside. And there is a little bit of assembly required, so I'm going to do that off camera. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. This also includes a hover display stand, and I'll be interested to see what that looks like. It's actually not visible inside the package, so that'll be a nice surprise when we get this open. So let's go ahead and get this thing open, get it all assembled, and take a look at it. Okay, so we got this vehicle out of the package now. And assembly was pretty easy. There really wasn't too much to it. They do provide an instruction manual for the assembly. They show you the various parts, and they show you how to actually put things together. And there's certain parts where there is only one way you can actually put it in place, so that's actually helpful. So even if you lose the instruction sheet, you can kind of figure it out because there's really only way to put the piece in place. But they do actually show you how to assemble it. And also in terms of interacting with action figures and also deploying the grappling hook. So you can see that's featured here. On the back, they also show you how this display stand, they show you how part of it can actually be attached to the top of Castle Grayskull. So that's a really cool aspect to this. So that's very cool. And in terms of the display stand, I'll show you that first so you can see what that looks like. Some really nice details on this. You can see they did this little monitor right here, so that's pretty cool. Also, this support strut is actually done in a transparent plastic, and the bottom of this, I believe, is cast in more or less the same color as the castle. I don't actually own the castle, but mainly because I don't really have enough room to actually display it. So, but at some point I might pick it up, really depending on how affordable it might be. So there's a slight possibility that I might get that. But for now, I'm going to just use this display stand. But I will show you, this is the part that detaches. So this is the part that comes off. And then this part actually can attach to the top of the castle. So that's pretty cool. So I like the versatility of that. Allows for it to work on its own, but also in terms of displaying it with the castle. That's a really neat aspect of this. So in terms of the vehicle, I think it looks really fantastic. And the assembly on this was really quite simple as well. You really just needed to attach these two wings and also this tail section. The tail section actually moves from side to side, and these wings actually rotate as well. And one nice aspect to this is all the stickers were pre-applied, so you don't have to spend any time actually putting on complicated stickers and putting everything in place. But with those all in place, it actually looks really fantastic. So I'm glad that's all done for you ahead of time, so you don't have to really waste any time. The thing is pretty much ready to go with assembling the few things. And in terms of the grappling hook, there's a button right here. So when you press that, that launches. So it comes out with quite a bit of force too. So that's pretty cool. And all you have to do to retract it is turn this knob, and actually rewinds it and brings it back into position. You do have to sort of adjust it to get it to go back in. So you just need to reposition it, and then you can reinsert the thing so it'll launch again. So pretty cool aspect to this toy, to have that interactive feature. One other aspect of this vehicle is they included wheels on the bottom. So you can see those are cast in like a transparent plastic. So that's another cool feature of this. So you can actually roll it along the ground. So quite nice. In terms of it on the display stand, all you got to do is pop it into position, and that locks in very easily, and it allows you to reposition it in various positions and readjust it. So that looks pretty cool. Pretty neat that they actually included the display stand. So that's quite nice. But like I mentioned earlier, the cockpit on this is quite roomy, and I'm interested to see what various action figures look like in the cockpit. So let's get some and try them out. So I have here assembled some action figures that actually will fit in the cockpit of this. So I want to demonstrate that for you. And off camera, I did try to fit a 12-inch G.I. Joe in here. And this is actually wide enough for the hips of a 1/6 scale figure. But it doesn't have quite enough leg room. It's close, but yeah, it's possible, depending on which 12-inch action figure you put in here, that they might fit. But it's a really tight squeeze, and so much of the figure sticks out of the top of the vehicle. It does look a little bit awkward, but it is possible that this vehicle might be adapted for use with 1/6 scale. But for the most part, I would stick with action figures that are smaller than that. So obviously it's designed for the Origins line of action figures, which is this one. And this one fits in there just fine. Obviously, this is the one that's actually designed to go in the cockpit, so you can see what it looks like, and he fits in there just fine. So that's really cool. And in terms of other action figures that are similar in size, G.I. Joe classified figures like this Scarlet figure that I have, most of these should fit in the cockpit just fine too. So you can see she will fit in there. So if you're looking for vehicles for your G.I. Joe classified line of toys, this one will actually work just fine with that. So, which is nice, because there actually aren't a ton of vehicles that are made for that particular line of toys. So this one might actually work out just fine. And in terms of the larger versions of He-Man that are being put out now, so this is the Revelation He-Man. He stands, roughly 7 inches tall, maybe 8 inches tall. And I was curious to see if this one will actually fit in the cockpit. And as you can see, he does. So that's really cool. He looks a little large, but not so large that it looks out of proportion. Actually, the head sculpt on this one is actually from the Origins line that I swapped onto this particular action figure. The neck posts on both the Origins line and the Masterverse lines are, I believe they're all pretty much interchangeable. So I was able to put a Origins head on this particular version of He-Man. But very gratifying that it actually works with this vehicle. And so yeah, I now have a vehicle for this guy. I want to show you one other figure. This is my Mego scale version of Storm Shadow. They did a set that included Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, done in this sort of 8-inch Mego size, and these will actually fit in the cockpit of this as well. So that's very cool. So if you're looking for a vehicle for your Mego action figures, this one will actually work, and looks just fine in terms of scale. So he doesn't look so big that looks awkward in the cockpit of this. So once again, if you're looking to accommodate various other action figure lines, there's a lot of customization potential in this too. I can see, possibly redecoing it, repainting it sort of in camouflage, or doing something to sort of make it fit in with, various G.I. Joe lines or anything like that. So that's really cool. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more reviews of action figure vehicles in the future, think about subscribing to my channel, because I will be covering more of this kind of material in future videos. Until next time, hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.